Hey Virgo, what's up? We are here with a timeless reading. The first card that we have out is Two of Cups. The second card that we have is Nine of Cups. I'm also seeing Eight of Cups and the Magician. Okay. Eight of Cups and the Magician is immediately bringing up this feeling of wanting to build something, be involved in something that feels more fulfilling, having this intention of manifesting something that you feel more connected to, more connected with. For some of you, there can be an exit that's going to be involved in this. Two of Cups and Nine of Cups feels like connecting with yourself on an internal level, with like really what you feel, connecting with what you want, feeling like you're seeing that clearly, like whatever had maybe been keeping that apart has now dissolved and something has come together and you're like, you know what, no, that makes sense for me, or I really want this, or this is what I truly feel connected with, or I'm looking for that. It's going to be one of those moments that feels like when it comes to what you want or what feels compatible to you, there is this unity here that you are feeling like you're not looking anymore. Two of Cups, Nine of Cups feels like something has come together and you can understand it and you can see it and you sort of know where to go from there, that connection has been made, that gap has been bridged. So then sliding over to Eight of Cups and the Magician, it's feeling like whatever I'm doing from here forward, I want to feel happy about it. I want to feel excited about it. I want to feel connected with it. I want there to be that sense of passion, interest, compatibility, or peace. I want it to feel right. I want to feel settled within that. Some of you may have to say that, okay, so because Magician is connected with Mercury, you may have to say like, hey, I'm not going to be spending my time here doing this anymore, or I don't think that this is what I'm looking for. Because that Eight of Cups can potentially be stepping away from something, and the Magician there is like, well, I have an idea of what I want to be doing. This may not be that, and so a transition can be made there. I'm also seeing Eight of Swords, so you can be dealing with the sort of mental energy that's connected with the movement that's being made. Eight of Swords and Eight of Wands can feel almost like too much is happening too quickly. But it can also mean too, I'm getting confirmation of this, it can also mean too that whatever mental block or pause this is, that you are moving through it. So I also see it as that as well. Yeah, it's something about your vision and your understanding of yourself really coming together here. Like what you want, where you feel like is connected with your pursuit of happiness, joy within your life. Just feels clear on that. Like, I get this feeling again, like you're not out searching, being like, what's right, what do I want, what do I feel connected with? This feels like you have a very clear idea of something very important here that is connected with a tuned in experience that you have. Like there is self-awareness here as well. You know what you want, you know where you want to go, you know what that looks like to you. And there is that Ace of Cups. I'm seeing this be a really happy new chapter. Happy new chapter, one that you're like, I'm doing this, this feels cohesive to me, I feel connected with this. This is like when you start a chapter and you feel like I'm really on the same page with myself doing this. This is making sense to me. I feel like I'm showing up for myself. I'm not like deceiving myself or lying to myself about anything. Like this makes sense for me. And I'm honoring that. I'm honoring the way that I feel. I'm honoring the deeper truth that I know. This comes from a place of truth and authenticity within me. That's why I feel this way. A lot of introspection. We said this is a reading for Virgo, right? We have Magician here, which is Mercury, and then the only other major arcana is the Hermit, which is Virgo. So I feel like this insight that's happening here, this self-reflection that's happening, is shedding light on what you no longer feel connected with, or what it would feel like it doesn't feel right for me to be staying here doing this anymore. And I think that you're gaining more insight about like what your options are and what is possible and sort of what you can make with what you have. And also maybe what you don't want to be part of the storyline anymore. It feels like from a place of like I'm tuning into the truth within me and what I'm feeling, and that being the thing that's sort of calling the shots here and determining this for you. Ultimately, you get to like have that final say and make those final choices, but it really does feel like if there's anything that you're currently involved within that you're still participating in and the feeling just isn't right, that is being very closely analyzed and looked at here. And that on the other side of those, you're also thinking about like, what do I want? What is my idea for what I'm trying to make happen? I see you feeling more connected with yourself. I feel like what you truly feel is coming to light in a bigger way. What you want is becoming more apparent. I think really in a place of truth with yourself and what you feel. And that this is about honoring you. It's about honoring yourself. It's about honoring your connection with yourself. And it feels like the opposite of self-abandonment. This feels like you are tuned in, like you're in the right place. You feel settled about that because you know this is your deeper truth. And it feels very much connected with that divine innate wisdom where there's not this sort of self-denial that's happening. Eight of Cups in Hermit is going to be this review of what am I wanting to disconnect from, or what have I already disconnected from but I'm still remaining in that situation and a move needs to be made. So there's a lot of looking into that. Do I feel happy with this? Is this working for me? Am I compromising in a way that I don't want to be compromising? Am I actually okay with this? Is this, if I zoom out, am I good with this? Or am I really just having a hard time transitioning or taking action, making a move that needs to be made, and sort of bringing all of that up to the front? Something about this can feel a bit anxiety producing, and I feel like part of it is because of having to do some of this on your own and maybe wondering what this is going to cultivate if you really do listen to the call from within. You're taking it upon yourself to figure out what your priorities are, while also dealing with the stuff that can cloud your vision or stop you from taking action at times because of the busyness or because of becoming like overstimulated or overwhelmed and then not doing anything. It's like working with that part of yourself that starts feeling like anxiety or fear or again like overstimulated and then isn't really doing anything. It feels like working with that, like the balance between the parts where I'm like, I don't know if I can do this, I don't know if I'm capable, or this is feeling like all too much, versus that other part of you that's like, I got this, I'm gonna figure it out, I know what I'm doing here. And it feels like maybe sometimes you go into both of these energies. Maybe sometimes you're like, this is just all too much and I feel like I'm kind of shutting down now. And that can be a time where there is going to be like recovery needed, or there can be some type of adjustment that's being made. And then also taking advantage of the times where you're like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to get it done, I know what I'm doing, I'm trusting myself, I'm figuring it out even when I don't know what I'm doing, and I got this. And working with that. This can also be the what's going on mentally when things feel challenging, and then what steps need to be taken physically, like what needs to be playing out and where you're putting the weight of that energy. Wanting to, I think, move forward effectively, and that also feeling like something important that's going on here too. Prioritizing your relationship with yourself and what you feel connected with. So this feels like from a place of what's resonating with me, that's what I want to be prioritizing. What makes sense, what feels right, what is resonating with me, that's what I'm figuring out. Those are the choices that I'm leaning towards, and that's feeling right. It's kind of like what naturally is magnetized onto your path currently, and making a choice that you feel like this really does align with my pursuit of happiness, peace, well-being within my life, feeling like I'm staying true to myself and how I'm feeling, and knowing that I want it, what I want is possible. And there can definitely be some stuff that's going on where, because this is a new chapter that you're starting, there can be some stuff going on in your head that feels a little bit, it can just feel like a lot. I kind of get that more than anything. Like, sure, a new chapter is here. At the same time, there's some stuff that feels a little bit much about this, and working with that part of yourself that can have a hard time adjusting, that can become overstimulated. Like, how do you work with that part of yourself? How do you show up compassionately for that part of yourself? I feel like overthinking is also characterized by this part of yourself as well. I wonder too if this is also about adjusting to transitions that are being made as well, and also gaining more insight about where you are and what you want and what you're seeing as being possible for your present, for your future, what you want to be experiencing, and what position you need to be in order to make that happen. Because you can say, like, there are certain things that I want to experience, there are certain things that I want to come to fruition. If I'm in this situation or these situations, it's not, it doesn't provide fertile ground for me to do that. And this is something that I want, and I'm not able to do that here. There are needs that are not being met, or there are desires, or there are wishes, or there are dreams, or there are visions that are not going to be possible given this. And so I need to transition to something that is going to be more fertile ground for me to do what I want to do here, do what I intend to do here. And I think getting more clear on that, because magician is going to have to do with your intention. And I think there's a more, like, getting more clear on what your intention is, because before we really know sort of what we want to experience, and before we have those preferences, you can kind of just be like, yeah, that's fine, or this is fine, or whatever. But it feels like something is coming up and saying, like, I want this experience, or this is something that I want to do here, or I'd like to create this. And so you're seeing if it's feasible within certain situations, recognizing which ones that's not going to happen within. And then I think accepting that, and then doing what's necessary, although it can be difficult, I think, to wrap your head around all of this, or maybe just adjust to what it is that you are coming to see and coming to realize as well. And you can also feel a bit more introspective. Because this feels too like the evaluation that's happening right now is connected with wanting to feel like you're on track. Because for some of you, 8 of Cups can be this feeling of this overall feeling of I'm not feeling like anything is really lighting me up, or I'm feeling a lot less motivated. I'm having a hard time getting up. I'm not feeling like particularly happy or satisfied with things. Something feels wrong or something feels off. I'm feeling kind of disconnected. I've been feeling more blue lately. It's going to be that type of thing when 8 of Cups is involved, because it's saying like this isn't working. And when you're in the right spot, there's this, I'm feeling connected, I feel excited, I feel happy, like this is inspiring to me. And so when you're not feeling that, it's looking at what situations you're going into and feeling like, I'm not enjoying this, I'm not liking this, like why do I keep putting myself here, or how do I transition out of this? So I think all of those things are sort of coming into play here, and that's what is coming up. I think too that this is also about being involved in things that you feel like you want to engage within, because there's genuinely that interest and that connection there, versus being involved in something and it just feeling blah to you. Like sure, I'm here and I'm going through the motions, but it feels like just that, rather than feeling like there's really something that you can sink your teeth into. And that's not to say, like, I'm not seeing any, like, really, as far as what I'm being shown anyway within the cards, this may not be something that feels, like, really egregiously incorrect to you. This can be stuff that just feels more so like there's not that spark. And that's really how you can tell, because there will be the spark when you're connected with the right stuff. And when I say right, I mean the stuff that's really resonating with you, versus being in situations that don't feel like it's really compatible with your needs and feeling the weight of that. And I think recognizing what that looks like for you versus what it looks like when you are in situations that do meet your needs and requirements and are compatible with you. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.